Alright, and we're back. Here we go, going through this door into the next part of the game. That's what's behind it. Some green marble texture from Doom. So, oh no. Oh shit, new music, new area. That's right, baby. Let's do it. So, this is a guard of Necron, I think is what they're called. These guys are fucking aggressive and angry. They don't like you. I've actually interacted with one time, and he actually said, die? And it made me kind of feel bad. I wasn't really a fan of that. So, these guys, they aren't very dangerous. They just have, like, a forward attack. I think they have, like, a side swipe, but it's so hard to even hit you with. Ugh. They do have a very fast attack speed. Don't fall down that hole. This early in the game, you'll probably die from fall damage, and you can't open up the item that's in there anyways, so... This is going to be the next part of the game that we're going to explore. And oh boy, this looks like a little town! How cozy! This place looks fucking creepy, I'm just going to say it. Something about this sky texture, and you'll see what I talk about later. This game just feels like a fucking fever dream. So we talk to Jack from Jack and Daxter over here. Can I help you? I don't have much stuff, but you will need items to be able to walk around this island. I love how he has, like, lobster hands and no face. Anyways, so what are we gonna do? We're gonna sell all this shit we don't need. Now, I don't need the pirates map. I'm getting rid of it. I don't need that at all. I know that for a damn fact. So I also don't need these crystal shards. So we're gonna sell those. And everything else, pretty good. I could probably sell dragon crystal, but it's not a big deal. Now, you see all this shit in here? This is useless. We're gonna pick all this up later anyways. It's absolutely not worth my time. I could probably pick up the Night Sword, but I'm not really bothered by it right now. So you can see what I mean. You can find all these items in the game relatively quickly, actually, if you're playing it properly. Some of these items I know that they are in the game. I've just never found them or bothered to find them. So there's Verdite. I know that sounds like it would be called Verdite, but that's actually the name of the island, and they do say it in the game. It's Verdite. So we're going to get a Moonstone later, but first things first, we're going to get some fucking heals going on. We need health in this game, so is that enough? 53. What the hell? I want to see how many of these I can buy. So you can buy up to 99 of an item, and yes, you're probably like, that seems really scummy, but I already know what I need and what I don't need, so this is not a big deal. I'm kind of tempted to buy the Crescent Axe, but I don't really think it's necessary right this minute. I'll buy like a few more antidotes in case I really need them. Moonstone, I'll buy like 2, because I think that should be fine. You know, I'll grab the Night Sword because I don't know where it's at. That's totally fine with me. That's not a big deal because I don't feel like I'll be cheated out of my money. Okay, it's basically got the regular arc. I kind of figured it was. So, more damage, and now we have infinite heals, basically. So, I think we only had like 500 gold to start this session off, and now we've basically trivialized our health issue. So that's not a big deal. Oh, I shouldn't have bought that, actually. I should have saved it. So this is the Keysmith. He makes keys. We're not really going to bother with him right this second. I think there's an item over here in the corner. Am I right? Yeah, there we go. So that Keysmith actually, sorry, Locksmith, I'm pretty sure is what he's called. What is he called? It says it right here. Duplicate keys. Okay, there's actually one thing I will say about this game. It's got surprisingly good translation, despite the fact that it was from Japan. So, anyways, that guy is very important. He is probably one of the most useful NPCs in the game. Now, he can duplicate your keys, but you're probably thinking, why would you want to duplicate keys if you only use keys like, oh fuck, it's a ghost! Oh no! I've been spooked! There's these keys called rhombus keys, and they are used in some of the barracks areas. We're gonna need as many of those as you can. There's a similar system in Kingsfield 2 called Silviera keys. I think Kingsfield 4 had something also similar to it. That's probably why they took out the locksmith character, because those keys can be duplicated, and it makes it a lot easier because you're supposed to use one key on one side and then one key on the other to get back. And you can dead game yourself if you're not careful. By the end of this playthrough, in this area, I should have about 15 or 20 of those. I think we need a magician key to open that. He also sells 2 keys that are easy to find. One of them is called the magician's key, the other is called silver key, and I think there's also gold key he sells. I just don't know where the silver key is at least from memory, which is not a big deal, honestly. I'm going to ignore the ghosts. Ghosts can cause slow, which we did see demonstrated, which is very fucking annoying. They can also cause darkness, which just blurs your screen. There's also an item that... Oh, I thought there was a termite nearby. And if you're probably like, how do you know what these... Oh, Jesus. How do you know what they're called? There's actually an item which we will find relatively soon that does actually let you examine things. And there is an NPC who does describe what items do to you, but she's kind of inconsistent to find. I don't know what she's called. I think you can examine like her NPC with this item I'm talking about, but we'll get to it when we get to it. So, crystal shards, by the way, if you didn't know, those are just straight up money. I think they're worth 50 gold. They're everywhere. Lots of enemies drop them. Oh, Jesus. Ghosts are probably priority number 1 in this situation, but I feel like there's one right behind me. Jesus Christ. You can see why I bought so many healing items now, can't you? Ghosts, I don't think drop anything, so I'm not really going to fight them. I'm not bothered by them at all. So, we are going to do this dungeon, though, because we can get a lot of goodies from it. But this is an NPC right here. He's just jacking off. I mean, come on, man, really? In front of everybody? Really? He is very important later on in the game. What he does is he gives you an extremely crucial item without any warning that you need to use it. And then you also need to trade him some crystal flasks much later. So... Speaking of crystals, this game also, there's a lot of, like, mention of crystals in this game. They're basically the resource of the island, and that was what people were using. I really hate when crystals become a MacGuffin and things like, oh, it's the emerald, the Chaos Emeralds, or this is the Crystal of Power. It's just like, this is fucking lame. I don't know, it's always bugged me, because crystals and gems and shit, they're always used for, like, ooh, it's magical, it's got the power, the fucking trademark power, whatever, on it, and I'm just like, this is dumb. In this game, crystals are probably used for magic, I guess. I don't know. Necron needs crystals because Necron's a douchebag, that's all you need to know. So these termites, they actually can paralyze you. It's really, really shitty. And if you ever see my health fluctuate like that, that's because I'm using an item. Now, you can be like, well, why not use Crystal Flask? Because Crystal Flasks are temporary, and we have no way of refilling them yet. And in the middle of a fight, if you can heal, like, a shitload of damage really quickly with just the herbs, and yes, I do that strategy in every single Kingsfield game, it's much more beneficial for you, because you don't have to worry about, like, getting killed in one hit by the, like, going back in the menu and back out over and over. Just smash the damn thing. It's much easier. This guy says, who the hell are you? Am I correct in saying that? Like, who the hell are you? Oh, this is... whatever. Big Mine. Yeah, Big Mine took over Little Mine. Took away the jobs from the little man. I know. It sucks. So, yeah, I absolutely love that this game uses, like, really ugly textures. I do have texture filtering on, I'm pretty sure you might have noticed that by now, but that's because this game is really ugly looking. Kingsfield 2 is a lot better looking in my opinion, and if you've actually played my Doom mod, Ulcer, which if you're a real cool guy, you've definitely done, you can probably tell that I took inspiration from one section of Kingsfield 2, the Temple of Wind, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's Temple of Wind. And we also got, by the way, the Star Key to go with our Stargate, so now we can teleport. That's why I went down here. Every dungeon in this game has kind of at least 1 or 2 items in it that are worth picking up. And we also get a rock spell, which is really strange because... oops, I did not mean to use that. I think you can heal even if you're at full health. I don't want to find out. So Earth Crystals give you rock spells. I cannot... I think it's Meteor is the best spell in this category. You can also get Earth Heal. This is another really early game way of healing, but since we can't really use magic very much, it's gonna have to chill for a while. There also is one more area in this dungeon that I can go to. Now, I'm not using the map. There is various types of maps as well. There's Necron's map, which I believe is hidden away in a chest. What that does, and I love how this game has, like, no loading screens, but that's also why it's got such bad performance. Because you can also hear enemies from various bits in other areas mumbling and grumbling. I love that shit. It's so fucking cool. And there's like a little bit of lore here. You're probably like, why are there so many termites? Well, we'll find out why later. This game does have a lot of what Dark Souls does have, which is like environmental storytelling. You know, just lots of little like things to make you kind of interested in the world. Characters spout lore at you. They'll name drop important motherfuckers here and there, but that's not that useful. So we need to go... where is it? There we go. So yeah, this game is, by the way, full of shit like this. If you're not a fan of it, it's probably not the game for you. And I didn't pick up that Crescent Axe because, by the way, I know where that's at, so I'm not worried about, you know, using this weapon for a while. I'm not actually sure if it's beneficial because of my level. My stamina won't regenerate quickly enough. I'm not 100% sure. So that's why I'm also using the sword instead. And yep, these enemies I think have a sound effect in Dark Souls 2. I'm almost 99% certain of this. It doesn't matter. There's a lot of Kingsfield references in Dark Souls games. They're very subtle. Like, if you guys noticed in the very beginning of the game, there was the little loading thing. Had the guy walk across and he had a sword and he went shh. That's actually the Moonlight Greatsword. It's in this game. So, yeah, Moonlight Greatsword is in every Souls game, as far as I'm aware. I'm not sure if it's in Elden Ring. I haven't played that yet. It's in Bloodborne. I think... what's his name has it? The Horseman. Oh, I know his name. Ludwig, there we go. So yeah, the fucking sword that's in every single Souls game stems from this series, so that's pretty cool, I guess, if you're into that sort of thing. No, there's no fucking shared universe. This is not your goddamn Marvel Cinematic Universe bullshit, okay? This is just references. That's what I prefer, honestly. I don't like everything to be like an interconnected world. I think that's just... it just seems kind of, like, modern, you know, like binge culture, I guess. I don't know, it really bugs me. But we're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about this game and how fucking great it is. So, we've taken care of the dungeon, we've got our star key, so we've done some pretty good shit so far, but there's a lot more to cut through. We've got our money pretty much started up, we've got our herbs, and we can actually buy some more moonstones. We're going to go back to that merchant later on anyways. But yeah, this whole area is pretty much taken care of. I might buy a few more moonstones. Trust me, gold is not an issue in this game. It's absolutely fucking everywhere. It's in all the Kingsfield games. It's not a big deal. I should be able to buy 2 of these, if I'm not mistaken. Perfect. So, I shouldn't have to restock on my herbs for much longer. And if you're one of those people that's like, why do you keep saying herb? It's because it's got a fucking H in it, man. That's why it's a herb. So we can go down there later, but we need a magician's... no, I think it's a silver key to open that door up. Don't worry about it. It's not for you. So there's also a herb in here, if you want to get one. See, it's terrible. I've played this game a shitload. I know where most everything is. These pits, you can go down them if you have enough health, but I do not recommend it right now. That's also another reason why you want to have a Stargate place, or sorry, Star Key place somewhere, because if you don't, it's a dead game. You can't kill yourself, you can't teleport out, so it sucks. You don't want to do it. If you don't buy that Knight Sword, by the way, you can get another sword later, but it's going to be a lot later. And I don't recommend buying that Crescent Axe, though, as well. For the pretty obvious reason of it's not very far from this area in general. And the area to get to, it's not very hard either. We do have to fight some pretty nasty shit in there, but it's not that bad. There's also the fact that once we get the Crescent Axe, we're gonna replace it immediately, so... There's a lot of, like, items I don't know exist in this game. There's one that's like a crown. I have no idea how you get that. The only reason I know it's in the game is because, there's, like, this little demonstration of all the highest tier magic at the end of the game. I have no idea. Like, I've seen that room only in that cutscene. There's a lot of stuff in this game I don't know. So if you're like, oh, if you go over there, thank you for telling me it, but I'm probably not gonna have to go there. If you don't know, I actually play through the entire game first, then I put it up. So if you're like, oh, you should have gone there, well, a little late, I'm sorry. And this is a big fat fucking oaf who just chomps down on stuff all the time. He's also another, like, what's it called, merchant we can do. So you can see there's the miner's map. We could have bought that, I think, earlier, but it's pointless. Amulet of Mist, we can actually pick up 2 of these later on. I don't even remember what they do. I think they passively regenerate magic points. Maybe that's Moonguard. I can't remember. It's not a big deal. He also sells herbs. And ooh, Seath's Plume. Wait a minute. Seath's a character in Dark Souls. Yeah. Seath and Gyra are characters in this game. Gyra is the final boss. Seath is like a good dragon. Gyra is the bad one. So there's that. So he just eats his fucking green Cheerios. I'm gonna leave him alone. I think you can kill him, but enemies, or sorry, not enemies, but NPCs don't drop anything, I don't think. It's not worth it, at least. So here's another NPC. She's like, ah, God help us, everything's bad. My hair's made out of poo, Nola. There we go. I think you can find her brother and talk to her again. She gives you something, but I can't remember. Also, this little fountain you can activate and get some health back, or refill your flasks if you really want to. I do recommend going through all these areas in a very specific way, because if you do everything correctly in this game, you should have enough levels, and you should have enough gold and items. That way you're not getting completely fucked. There's nothing more frustrating in this game than going into an area you're not prepared for. It's really bad. So, yep, there's a crystal shard. If you do this, you can see these aggressive spears just come out and try to attack you. Don't get hit by those this early, they're a lot of damage. So, some wall traps are like that. I like that that's in there because it punishes people that are just smashing walls. But it is a bit dickish, I will say. There's some bones. We can fall down there, but we're gonna do that later. Generally in this game, going to another level is not a good idea. This is also kind of how I play most dungeon crawlers, is I explore all the other areas first, and then I go to the area that I know I haven't been to next. Generally, I only do that the first time playing the game, though, because the first time I play a game, I have no idea what I'm doing. But this game, I know what I'm doing, so it's pretty easy to kind of guess where I need to go. I believe both of these take you to the same area, so it's not a big deal. And you might be like, why aren't you killing the ghosts? I thought you said you wanted XP and stuff. The ghosts are just not worth your time. They are such a pain in the ass to hit. Oh, there's a fucking termite. It blends in with the damn floor. Yeah, termites can paralyze you, which I don't really have a lot of bloodstones right now to get rid of it. So I'm not really wanting to fuck with them too much. Let's go ahead and go down here. Hopefully I don't get fucking wombo comboed in the process. Okay, there we go. Sometimes these fucking things can just pile on you, and it's really irritating. Okay, sorry, head eaters. I actually know what they're called. It's sad that I know this. It probably is, because I'm one of like 3 people. Well, the wiki is also very not useful. It's very... There's 2 wikis for this game, and almost all of it's very inaccurate. Or just not done. So this is the rhombus key I was talking about. We're going to need to use these to open up areas with soldiers, or Necron dudes, whatever you want to call them. These are the things we're going to be duplicating, because, trust me, you want to duplicate them. It's a lot safer. So we can go in here, and there's a... I don't know what that's supposed to be. I'm guessing it's a woman? I would assume it's a woman with a vase? This is PS1 graphics, man. My mind is stretched too. So, this is actually a very important area because you can see there's these 2 things that look like this. We need some key items to go in there. Now, these get sealed until you place those items in them. I think this is actually called Seath's Fountain, I'm pretty sure. Also, you can see that there's Like, this is actually in the environment. It's pretty cool. I like how a lot of the stuff in this game makes sense organically. Like, it loops on top of itself and around and under. It's a really small touch. I quite like it. But, yeah, Seath, if you're, like, unfamiliar, in Dark Souls, Seath is a albino, blind, horny dragon. It was, like, he had no scales of immortality, and he was jealous of the other dragons, and he betrayed them to Gwyn, and he basically genocided his entire race for, like, dupedom. He's not a good guy. In this game, he's supposed to be like a hero kind of character. That's why the first time people see that name, like, oh, it's Seath from Dark Souls. No, it's not. It's not the same universe. I know I'm gonna break your little heart, but oh well. Someone's gotta do it eventually. That's just part of life. I think there's also an item in this room. I'm pretty sure there's one. You see, that's the problem. There's a lot of shit in this game, so I have a hard time remembering it all. Now, we can go down here, but I think there's one more little crevice I haven't poked my head in just yet. And you're probably like, dude, why do you keep killing these damn enemies? They're really annoying, but they're not that dangerous. It's because I want gold and I want XP. It's just much safer in my opinion. I think, yeah, we can go in here. So this is the prison area. Jesus Christ, this archer is really fucking dangerous. I was gonna say they have a melee attack, but he demonstrated that for me, so good job, man. This prison section, there's actually quite a few different prison sections. There's Underworld Prison 1 and 2, and I think 3. And they all are different, and they all have like a specific key that we need to use to take care of this whole dungeon subsect. It's not hard, trust me. But yeah, there's a lot of landmarks in this game, despite the fact that there's like very little texture differentiating. It's still very easy to understand where most things are, because they all do generally loop together. And one way you can tell, and by the way, these are the rhombus keyholes I was talking about. We need to like make keys for that. You can find the keys in chests, tables, and a couple of Necron guards when you kill them have guaranteed key drops, but I'm not going to plant them in there right this minute. We're going to dupe them first. A dead soldier of Verdite. Well, that just sucks to be you, I guess. So we need the jail key for that guy. There's actually 2 NPCs in the game that we have to rescue using the same key, so don't forget that you have that key. I believe there's a secret wall in here. No, it's the other one in that room I'm pretty much thinking of. See, a lot of the only problem is there's a lot of landmarks, but a lot of the game looks the same, so it's very easy to blur together. Now, I'm going to go out this way, the way I came in, because I want to make sure I can duplicate that key. So I've got 700 gold, I should be able to make 1 extra dupe. I don't mean like duplicate it like using some sort of wizardry magic here, like pressing circle 55 times, then somehow pressing the sound option and causing it to duplicate it. No, I mean like actually legitimately duplicating it through an NPC. I have no idea any glitches in this game. I've only seen one speedrun in this game, and I think it was like 16 minutes, and they just basically... I don't think they out of bounds anything. I'm pretty sure they just like got all the required items. It was quite cool to watch. I'm not really interested in learning how to speedrun this game, though. There's some games I just don't have interest in speedrunning. If you're unfamiliar, I also speedrun Dark Souls 1 and Dark Souls 2, but I don't have any runs on YouTube right now. This guy does drop a key. Oh, Jesus. I just don't want to get stuck on their attacks, because sometimes you can get, like, gravitated into their attacks, and they just, like that. I don't know if you guys could tell, but yeah, that actually sticks you into it, and you get, like, just fucked up really bad. I guess he doesn't drop a key. Doesn't matter. So, this section is crammed with, like, 5 dudes. It's like Kingsfield 4 level design. Kingsfield 4 has a shitload of enemies in it. I mean, like, it's not a game that's made for that kind of combat either. This game, 2 to 3 enemies is extremely dangerous. And you probably just saw why, because they hit you so fast. And you're probably thinking, did you finish this game knowing what items to sell to get herbs like you have right now? No. I cheesed this game with, like, magic and, like, the bow the first time I played it. And just bought, like, herbs naturally. It wasn't that hard. I mean, it's not, like, This game isn't so unforgiving with your resources that you're not going to be able to beat it, but you really do want to conserve your items. I do know where I'm going, by the way. I just want to make sure I've got all the goodies I can before I can start duping my keys. So... And I am saving because, while I don't plan on dying, I'd rather just save the game, and I'd rather... Oh, also, if you're saving the game on an emulator, it says that it needs to be formatted. That doesn't happen, I don't think, on a PS1. I don't think I ever saw that happen. That's how you can tell someone's probably emulating the game, I guess, but emulation, if you're unfamiliar, is legal. No, it's not legal if you own the game and then you just download an ISO. That's still illegal, because that's copyrighted material. I actually do emulate the game legally because I took the BIOS out of my PS1 and PS2, and it's not very hard to figure out. It's worth it, I think, personally, because some of my games are so old that they're, like, starting to, like, glitch out, and actually, this game in particular... If I put this in the disc, like drive on the PS1... Oh shit, I want him to turn a little bit more. Please don't do that, it's rude. Good enough. They can kill each other if they hit each other with their own spit. Same with those blobs. I think that they might kill that blob in the background if I'm pretty lucky here. But, yeah, it's... Some games like MK5, if you've ever watched my other emulated stuff, the cutscenes are almost unwatchable because it's so glitchy, because the disc is having issues reading. And obviously I'm using a external optic drive. That really does help, because the disc read rate's faster than a native PS2. So it is a much safer idea. And also, you know, I said you can get ISOs of games. But ISOs are kind of the only way a lot of these games can be played. I think this game itself is like $100 for the long box copy. I got this for like $20 5 years ago. At least 5 years ago, I'm pretty sure. Trust me, that's why I'm like, yeah, if you can own this for yourself and you can make your own personal backup copy, as long as you don't distribute it, it's fine. But I'm very not against emulation. I'm against emulation in forms of piracy. I'd hope most people are, but that's a different story. So rhombus keys go in these green little slots over here. This one is an example of why you need to know what keys you've used, and why I'm also just going to dupe them because I'm too lazy. So, I think there's a secret door in here. I think this has a verdite in it. I might call that just verdite, because that's just easy to remember. No, I guess it's dragon crystal. Oops. If you move the D-pad or the joystick around when you're doing that, you'll actually cancel that animation and drop it on the ground. Kind of a shitty thing, but it's not that big of a deal. So, you can see what I mean. You have one key that goes in one way, and then another that goes in the other. So you have to keep track of how many keys you've used, and that, while it's not hard, can be very fucking irritating. You can dead game yourself on one of the later games near the big mine part. God, that's fucking awful. So, let's see. I'm gonna sell some stuff to get a little bit more gold. And I probably could have gotten away with this if I, like, actually, you know, sold the right things first. And, you know, I'm a little salty about it, but it's fine. I could probably duplicate more keys if I didn't buy these. So, not a big deal. You know, actually, I'll sell these. I'm not going to use them anytime soon. Maybe towards the end of the game, I'll hold on to them, but it doesn't matter. So we're going to go ahead and sell these. And do not sell your crystals. These are actually required to beat the game, so do not sell these. Sell the shards. Okay, so we've got our gold back up a bit. And we have 5k. That should be enough to duplicate quite a few keys. There's no other things we really need to buy in this game. I mean, you could buy the keys off of the key merchant, but I don't really see much point in doing that. So let's go ahead. This is not where I want to be. I made a critical mistake. I have no issue navigating the game. It's just once you start going into these areas like this, that's where I start to get turned around. I think it's because there's not very much... Like, they didn't need to have separate areas for every single NPC. If I could gripe about this game in an actual way, that other than saying it's fuck ugly, that's one thing I don't like. So let's go ahead and duplicate some keys. Treasure hunting? Yeah. So let's go ahead and copy. Let me take a drink and think about how many I should make. So if I make 12? Alright, perfect. That's exactly how many I could make. Awesome. So, yeah. Also, I'll show it off as well. So you can buy... Nobody makes keys. These keys right here you can actually purchase. I might buy that later on, but it's not really a big deal. The gold key... I have no idea where the silver key is. That's the only one I don't think I know where it's at. It doesn't matter, though. Not that big of a deal. Oh, also, I like to show this off. Check this shit out. It's very subtle, but I'm actually moving the entire table and him whenever I hit it. That does come up later on with like kind of an Easter eggy item. It's not probably supposed to be done the way I do it, but it doesn't matter in my opinion. It's fucking funny. I think it was intentional to like make people go, how the fuck do I get that item? And I noticed that one thing when I was playing, and I was like, I think I know what we gotta do here. So, oops, I went the wrong way. Fucking unprofessional, unsubscribed. How dare you not know a game from 1995? How dare you? You fucking disappoint me more than my family. That was deep, I'm sorry. We're gonna go ahead and go to the next section. So, we still need to get a couple of items, though. We can't just yeehaw our way through the game just yet. I'm actually gonna use rhombus key in here. I think that the prison key is in this. Oh fuck! Hello. Okay. There we go. Nice and strength gained, baby. Okay. I'm almost done with this session as well. So we do need to get the prison key for that area over there, but we also need to get to the next area and get a couple more goodies as well. Oh boy. I think that the prison key is actually down here. There is a secret tunnel in this spot, I'm pretty sure. No, not that kind of secret tunnel. The secret tunnel. I don't know, man. I made some pretty... Well, I guess Avatar's not very obscure, but still. I made some pretty good references to my own interests at this point. Pretty sure the prison key's in this room, though. Oh, Jesus. You see what I mean? You do not want to get stuck on enemies. They will absolutely fucking annihilate you. They're so goddamn aggressive. Oh shit, I dropped it. There we go. So now we got the prison key. This is a 100% required item. You need this in the game. If you don't do this, you will not be able to finish the fucking game. There's quite a few things like that. We can also get our first light spell. I think it's actually just light. So, also these have lava in them. I don't know if you guys can see that clipping through that or not, but there's actually a little lava pool in those. It's pretty cute. I like it. I love the little shit they did in games like this. So, well, that is awkward looking. Magic learned! So I think it's light. Yep. So light just lights up the environment. That is probably going to only be used one time. I'm going to be using that in one of the main dungeons later on. Now, there is an item that does cause perpetual darkness to you. It's called Dark Armor. I know, pretty fucking creative, right? But that item itself is not that bad. It's not something where you need to use, like, oh no, I need to use light all the time. It's not that big of a deal, trust me. So let's go ahead and open up all these, because we do need to go through this area quite a few times in the game. Now we can go ahead and use the jail key. And this guy stands up. And I can't imagine why Alexander came to this island. King Alfred's soldiers have almost been wiped out, and I can't do anything. I have a stone that an elf gave to me. The king's father. Please take it with you. So, remember how we were in that little fountain room? Well, this is what you need it for. I don't care about whatever you just said, guy. We need to go in here, though. So there's two of those stones that we need to pick up. I think they're called, yeah, Dragonstone. You can duplicate it. It just costs a fuckload of money, which I don't recommend doing. But that comes up later, and we're going to come back to that. Not very long from now, honestly. I could just power this game down. I absolutely love it. I'm not going to end the session just yet, though, because we need to get all the shit taken care of. You cannot just pick up and stop parts of this game. It's that kind of game. Pretty sure that there is a secret door in here, though. Am I just on pot and I don't know? Oh, I guess I'm on a little bit of the green earth herb. But, no, I don't smoke weed if you're curious. I live in Oregon, but I don't smoke weed. I've never even smoked a cigarette in my life. I have no idea why I'd want to. I also have asthma, so I'd probably die within 20 minutes because I'd be a fucking chain smoker. And I don't mind opening up these keys here, because this area, we're going to be going through here all the way up to the fucking end of the game. So, I think... you know what? We'll kill this slime, and I will... Excuse me? Why you gotta be so fucking rude? Okay, cool. You know, I'll do this one time. No, fuck it, I'll do it later, because I can't be bothered. Anyways, yeah. We're gonna go ahead and end it for this session here, and I will see you guys in the next one where we tackle on some more King's Field. Spoiler alert, there's no King's Field in this game ever. That's the sequel you're thinking of.